Is your 401k broken? Well, let's take a look. Does this sound familiar to you? You go to the enrollment meeting and meet a very knowledgeable and helpful 401k service provider. That is, of course, if you're one of the lucky ones, because you could have just been mailed a packet. They help you choose the fund lineup that suits your risk and objectives, and boom, you're successfully invested in your company's 401k plan. Then, 4 years go by. You come home, you see that the Dow Jones Industrials average has dropped over 400 points that day, and for a brief fleeting moment, you think to yourself, what should I do with my 401k allocation? It's now 2 a.m. and you can't sleep. So you finally find the website and the password information to your 401k account. You log in and you surf around all your investment choices. You hurriedly reallocate your account, and then you peacefully drift off to sleep because you have this false sense that having taken action was actually an effective, prudent choice. Chances are, if you're like other investors, you've shifted your assets at precisely the wrong time into precisely the wrong investments. This is affectionately dubbed investor bad behavior. It's a very common occurrence as tracked by Dalbar. Dalbar has been tracking investor timings of inflows and outflows into equity mutual funds over the last 20 years. This whole model is broken. There's a better 401k model, and it's an actively managed 401k that will grow and change as you grow and change, and as the market grows and changes. Do you think that in the 401k example we spoke of earlier, where the service provider assisted in the investment allocation, do you think that that advisor would have recommended a different allocation in the fall of 2008 versus, say, what might have been recommended a mere 6 months later when the markets were headed back into bull market territory and with the fear and losses far behind us? You better believe they would have. So how is it that 401k investors allocate their accounts and then leave them on autopilot? This is a problem. Very few 401k plans offer an actively managed option. If this sounds familiar and your balance is a substantial amount of your savings, you should have an advisor actively manage your allocation. But remember to keep your fees in check. You see, in 2008, the average investor lost upwards of 40%. AlphaVest's worst performing model lost slightly over 7%. Take the AlphaVest challenge to see how actively managed low-fee models compare to your investments. Since you're not going to convince your employer to switch 401k providers, just be sure to hire an experienced advisor who's on your side. And remember, if you've left your 401k behind, it's time to track it down and roll it over to an IRA. Leaving a 401k behind rarely makes sense. So identify an active manager with low fees and move on. You can receive more valuable and eye-opening information on what you can do to become a liberated investor at liberatedinvestors.com. Change your financial game while changing the game on Wall Street. Wait until you see how much more profitable life can be when you're free.